I gotta use the artificial lighting because I just filmed a book review and then I realized that I had to take book pictures and then it just got dark all of a sudden and I was like, what just happened? But with the middle of the year coming up, there's a lot of different videos that I'm gonna film, so there's gonna be a few book reviews like in a row from me and I try to space them out. But most of the time they all sort of end up being together. But the book I'm gonna be reviewing today is Likel1k3 by J. Christoph. I'm really excited to talk about this. I just finished this the other day and I actually really loved it. Like, I was really shocked by how much I did love it. I do like sci-fi, but like most of the time when I like read a robot book or a sciencey book or, you know, whatever type of book, I kind of feel like I'm not gonna like it as much. Like, I do like it, but sometimes I just feel like I'm not going to. But I'm very excited to talk about Likel1k, and I'll let you guys know there is going to be spoilers because there's a lot of things that do happen in this book that are quite shocking that I like really want to talk about. So let's get into it. Reading Likel1k, it felt so different from any of Jay's other work. I've never actually read a YA book from J. Christoph if you count the Illuminate Files, but he co-wrote that. This is like his own book and something that he wrote on his own. Because I've read Nevernight by J. Christoph and God's Grave, and like they're just so different. Like, he has similarities with his characters, but just again so different. It's good to change it up though, like to have a YA book or an adult book from him. It doesn't really matter, but I still really enjoyed it and the story was great and the characters were great. Like, it was so good. This book gave me such strong Anastasia vibes. Like, it's one of my favorite, like, it's not a Disney movie, but it's an animated film that I really love, and just the general story of the Romanov family, it's amazing, and it's actually something that I'm really addicted to, like, just knowing about. And I had such vibes from this book and it was amazing. So Eve's whole family was killed 2 years ago and Eve was shot in the head in the process, but her grandfather was able to actually get her out of it before she died, and she had to get like a robotic thing in her head that had her eyeball in it as well. She has been living in the Dreg since this event occurred, and she has been building robots to fight in war domes and all this kind of stuff. And like, Earth's sort of gone to shit and there's robots everywhere, and there's some that are good, some that are bad, and there's people that are good and there's people that are bad. It's just a general robot apocalyptic story, you know, but it's always such a good story. I really like it when they use the idea of the 3 laws of robotics, because that was first written and used in the movie I, Robot, and I love that movie so much. It's so good. But the 3 laws are just such a great part of any robot rebellion story, and this is the first book that I've actually seen use them, because it was for that movie, but it doesn't mean that other things can't use it, because it's actually just a really good idea. I really love that it was in this and like on the back of the book. Like, it's just so good. So a trope that I actually really like is the lost princess trope, and it doesn't mean a character has to be a princess. It's just for the character to discover that they're actually not who they thought they were, and just for the fact that you're finding out that you're actually someone really important and you have a purpose. But I don't like it when the trope does it, that the main character does know that they're the lost princess, or does know that the secret person that died but they didn't actually die, you know. I don't like it when they know, because it needs to be a surprise for everyone to have such an impact. Because when they're just like, oh, I never told you but I'm this person, you're like, the main character and you managed to hide it from me. I don't like it when it does that. So everyone needs to be shocked as hell. And I especially love when this big reveal happens through like a memory info dump, and like you find out so much and you get so many snippets of like what has happened to this character that might lead them to forget things, or for them to realize that they're actually this person, and just to get their memories back of things. It's so good. So you find out that Eve is actually Anna and is the daughter of Nick Nomarova, who designed and made the Likelike. But then the Likelikes went apeshit crazy and killed all of them except for Anna. Anna managed to survive. Silas Carpenter, who was the guy that was pretending to be her grandfather, was actually one of the doctors there who helped build them, and he protected her and he took her memory so that she could have a more normal life. And the thing is this was revealed probably about 120 pages into the book. Sometimes this is a big reveal at the end of a book. For it to happen halfway through, I knew there was going to be something else big happening, and I had so many theories running through my head, and I guessed it. I just knew it. I knew what was going to be the big thing. There was one thing that shocked me that I didn't realize, but just the big thing. It was very obvious in the way that it was sort of described, in a sense, and just like having all these like different things going through my brain that I was just like, this is what's gonna happen. But just for the fact that we had a big reveal first, was they were trying to do like a double plot twist, and it's like, I knew it. So I really liked Eve as a character. I thought she was really snarky and she was strong and she had so much fight in her, and she just never left anyone behind. She fought so hard to get her grandfather back, and she was always saving Lemon or Cricket and Zeke sometimes, but she was always trying to protect people and save them, and it was really like a great character trait to have. And And Lemon Fresh, I love her name so much, it's amazing, but she was so sassy, and I loved that she's only 15 but she feels so old, and just the way that she would joke about things, like, just that shows how shit the world is that she's matured so much for only being 15. And also at the start, when we think that Eve has like the cool superpowers of a deviant, and then you find out that it's Lemon, that was the thing that shocked me, because Lemon's trying to tell her something and I wasn't really sure what was going on. Like, she keeps going, oh, I have to tell you something, I have to tell you. Like, I was thinking at first that like Lemon was gonna be like a lifelike and she was sent to protect her and she wasn't actually a person, and that was gonna be the big thing, and I was like, oh, that could be something cool. But then we find out that she actually has had powers since she was 12. It was like, whoa, like such a good reveal, man. Like, and it was done in such a great way, and for the fact that every time like Eve was trying to use the powers, Lemon would just do it to make it seem like it was Eve. It was just so funny. And I really loved the relationship between Eve and Lemon. Like, they just had such strong female friendship goals and they care so much about each other. This is what we need. No girl hate, just great female friendships. That's all we need. And like, there's a 2-year age gap because Eve's 17 and Lemon's 15. Like, I love that too, that they were able to be friends and not have it like, oh, we have to be the same age to be friends, it's weird. So Ezekiel wasn't my favorite. He's lifelike, so like basically a robot, so basically not human. Like, they're meant to be lifelike, but they're not human, so you know. But like, they're trying to make them be like humans, but he was so boring and had like zero personality. Like, what was his purpose besides being some like just a wall? He was just basically standing there, a wall, and like he talked sometimes. Like, he was barely nothing. Like, I mean, he was pretty badass when he could like jump like 200 feet and knock some dude out and like take so many bullets and shots and not die. But like, other than that, he was just very like, I wasn't a fan. And it was kind of an obvious plot line that Zeke was going to be the one that shot Eve, like obviously, because like all of the lifelikes that rebelled, they each shot one of the parents and one of the kids. Like, they each took one, and I'm thinking Zeke is obviously going to be the one that shot Anna, but he's going to shoot her in a way that she can survive, because lifelikes are pretty cool, man. He was obviously going to be able to shoot her in a way that she got shot but she still lives for long enough for her to be saved. Like, it was just such an obvious thing, and she gets so mad at Zeke and Lemon, and it was such a character change for Eve. It was so weird, actually, when she's like, get away from me, you bitches, you're all liars, you all suck, and it's just like, dude, Lemon was scared and Zeke was trying to save you. Like, just think of their perspectives for like a second. I also really loved Likel1k3, if that's how you say the dog's name. I really actually like to have some of the main characters be like the classic robots and not be like this lifelike thing that's like, oh, I figured out a way to get past the 3 laws and I killed all the bitches. Like, no, we want some good robots that are going to try and save you. Like, that is a good plot point. And Cricket was just so funny, and he's just this little tiny robot, and he hates it when people call him little. And like, Jay does a really good job of writing these really snarky, funny characters, and you get that with Eve, and you get it with Lemon, and you get it with Cricket. None of the other characters, but just those 3, and like Mia, and like having Nick. Like, I feel like Jay has to be the person behind writing Nick from the Illuminate Files. It's just such a Jay Kristoff character. Aza was also great, and it was also fun to have a dog character, but why kill the dog? I mean, like, that was just uncalled for. It's more sad when a robotic dog dies than some human people, honestly. Like, dogs do not deserve to die. And I have to say, Preacher wasn't much of a villain in my eyes. Like, he was just more of an annoyance because he just kept popping up at the worst situations, and the bitch just wouldn't die. And like, what? Like, we need to know more information about him, because he's trying to get Eve because he thinks she has powers for this other company, because there's all these companies. Like, I wasn't really taking much attention of all the companies. I just know that her dad built the lifelikes, and then some people killed them and some other people died, and there's like a big like waste zone where no one should go, and it's all happening. But Preacher, I just didn't see the point of him because there was already enough stuff going on. So the big plot bomb at the end of the book was that Eve/Anna was actually a lifelike, and I knew it. I said it before, but I felt this was gonna be the thing, and the book is called Lifelike. Like, obviously the main character should be one. For me, I thought that she'd been a lifelike her whole life, and like, when her dad built the lifelikes, he would always talk about them being his children, so I thought it would be interesting if he made one of his actual children a lifelike, like just made it so that they all treated this robot as a human, and it thought it was a human, and it didn't have any extra like abilities or anything. It's only had like a mechanism that if it was shot and nearly dead, it would come back. But it was interesting to have this idea that, you know, seeing if a robot could believe it was human so completely, and how it would exist and what decisions it would make. Like, this is a story plot subplot that you do see a lot when other people can see if a robot is actually like a human or not, but really had a good time thinking of theories for that. But then there was actually a big explosion a little while before the whole family got shot. Anna actually was hurt really critically and she was on life support and was brain dead. So because the father didn't want to lose his daughter, he created a lifelike to replace her, and she actually was having a lot of hard time adjusting to being a robot. And she was shot and they had the implant in her head. Her body was trying to heal it, and that's why she always irritated, but it stopped her from having her memories. And the thing with robots is when they generally find out that they're not human, they lose their shit. Like, they just don't even compute or understand, and they just actually go mentally insane. And that's pretty much what happened to Eve. And it's funny because she is Eve, because she is the first lifelike who believed it was human so completely. So she's the Eve of the robots, because obviously we call every first female or first male animal Eve, you know. Eve wants to help Gabriel make more lifelikes, if that's what's happening in the end, because apparently Gabriel was the only person that never lied to her, and now she's like, hey, we're gonna go do some shit now, man. And that's just like, oh. The fact too that like that whole reveal of it too, we're trying to use her to get into this machine, has her voice and retina scanner working, but when they do a blood sample it doesn't work, and then we find out that she's a lifelike. But Gabriel and all those guys were just so shocked to find that out about her. Eve made such a 180 though, because she was prepared to die so the lifelikes wouldn't create more and destroy the world, but the minute that she finds out that she is one, she goes like DEFCON 1 kind of thing. So she's gonna like, I don't know, like I feel like maybe the main character is actually gonna end up being the real Anna and they're gonna find a way to save her. Like, I don't know, like this seems like Eve's gonna become the villain, and it's just, it was such an interesting ending though. Like I saw it coming, but it was so interesting. And like with the whole robotics things too, I really like the way the lives like started thinking for themselves and realizing that they were pretty much slaves and they had to do what they were told, and for the way that they broke away and how one of them was actually able to kill himself because he didn't want to live as a lifelike anymore. Like just the way that they really did start rebelling. Like it always happens, that's the thing, you should never make robots because they're always gonna rebel, because it's always the thing that is going to happen. And just something for my own like knowledge is like, did Eve and Zeke have sex? Because I really want to know, because like when you have these YA books that just sort of like have people kissing and then it goes to the next thing and then it's like, oh, we lied in bed afterwards, you're just like, you never described it or like wrote it completely well, but like lied in bed afterwards kind of gives you a gist of it. But I'm confused because it happened with Anna when she was 15 and I'm like, girl, that's not the legal consensual age to be sleeping with a robot. I mean, sleeping with anyone, especially a robot. But like, and then it happened again when she was Eve at 17 and I'm just like, I don't know. And it like, it's just a thing with me. Like I just like to know if it's happened, and especially when the character is very, very young. So overall, I really actually enjoyed Lifelike, and I really want book 2 now. Like I need to know what's going to happen because it left it on such a point where there's so many things that could potentially happen and go wrong and go right, and I don't know, but I am very excited. But anyway guys, thanks for watching this book review. I hope you'd enjoyed this and I'll see you guys later. Bye!